Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Storyboard That Back to School webinar on September 21st, 2017. Thank you for attending. So what I'm going to go through right now is the agenda for today. So this is going to be a 30-minute webinar. First, I'm going to go through the new teacher dashboard, which we just rolled out. I'm going to show you how you can add students to your portal, how you can add classes to your portal, and how you can add assignments. After that, I'm going to go on to the storyboard creator itself. I'm going to show you how you can create a storyboard, how your students can create storyboards, how you can edit individual scenes and characters. And then we're going to take a look at some of our teacher guides and lesson plans. And I'll show you how you can actually copy some of those into your own account and use those with your students. After we go through all that, we'll move on to the FAQ section where you guys can actually type questions in the little chat option. And I can either go over some of the more frequently asked questions, or Annie, who's with me right now, can help me out and answer some of the questions right in the chat bubble at the left. So we're going to get started right now, and this is all actually going to be recorded. So, if there's something you miss or if you want to share this with other teachers, we're going to email you out a copy of this webinar right after it's done. So let's get into it. So right here, I'm on the Storyboard That homepage. So, before logging in or before creating an account, this is what you'll see. Click log on. I already created an account, so I'm going to log in right here. Right now I'm logged on. So what I want to do, I want to go to my account. This just took me to my teacher dashboard. So this is brand new. It's a much cleaner, much easier to navigate version of our teacher dashboard that still has all the same functionality. So right here, you can obviously view your own storyboards that you created yourself. The storyboards by your by your students, either by assignments, by the class that they're in, or by their username. Right here, what I'm going to show you first is how you can add students. So this is a really common question we get is how can I add students into my account? So what you do is you can click the Manage Students button. And you have a few different options for adding students here. So first option will always be if you are logged in with your Google single sign-on account and you've linked your account with Google and you're a Google Classroom school, you'll see a fourth button right here that isn't showing up now because I'm not logged on with that, but you'll see a fourth button here that says Import Roster. When you click that button, it'll give you an option of all the Google Classroom classes that are linked with your account, and you can select any class you want to import, and it'll create accounts for all the students in that class. So again, that's only for Google Classroom users, and that only works if you're signed in with your Google single sign-on account. So that's one option. The second option is just to manually add users right here by using the Add User button. So I click that. I have to enter all this information here. So display name, username, and password. Display name is going to be the name that you're going to see on your side. So that can just be, something that you'll rec the student by. So I can just do John S, for example. The username is actually, that has to be something unique across the entire website since no two users can have the same username. So for something like this, we suggest a student ID number, something that's unique to them. So I could do John S and some numbers afterwards. Password, again, you can do whatever you want. And I click Add User. Great. You can see my user up here. So John S. This is username, how many storyboards is made. I can manage the user here. I can change his username, display name, or password, in case he forgets or something like that. So after that, what I can do is I go back to my dashboard here. And now I want to create a class and put John S. in that class. So I click Manage Classes. And it's the same thing for adding a class here. So type in the class name, say it's English period 1. Class password, again, that can be whatever you want. Add class. Awesome. You can see this class is up here, has now been created. So this would have a list of all my classes right here. Again, I've just created that one, so it's showing only one. It's an active class. What I want to do now is I actually want to add John into that class. So I click Manage Users next to that class. Here, I would have all of my available students. So again, I've only added one, but if you had 20 students, you would have all 20 here. And say that only 10 of those students are actually in your class, you can select just the 10 you want to add, drag the arrow over, and you can see right here, all changes are immediate, so there's no OK button, nothing you have to click. John S is now a part of that class, so I can click right out of it, and John is part of that class. So what does that mean exactly when a student's added to a class? What that means is that when I create an assignment, which I'll show you how to do now, click Manage Assignments at the top up here, but I also could have got to it in the dashboard right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add an assignment, and I'm going to add it to that class so that John can see it. So, the assignment name, English, period, 1, homework. Add assignment. Now the assignment's been created, so I can detail this assignment to say whatever I want. So if I click Edit Description, say create a storyboard about today's lesson. Again, you can be as descriptive as you want there, and give the students exactly what you want. So now this assignment has been created, but it's not part of any class yet. So I have to actually add this assignment to a class so that the students in that class can see this assignment. So right here, classes, I'd have a list of all my classes. If I just click the check next to each class I want to add it to, right now that assignment is now part of that class. Click OK, and it's all set. So that's the basics right there of the the, uh, the dashboard and what you can do actually as an admin. What I'm going to show you now is how you can create a storyboard, the edit and crop features we have in the storyboard creator, and how you can use our lesson plans. So I click that orange button there, create a storyboard. What you're looking at now is the basic layout that we have. So it's 3 blank cells. At the top, you have all the artwork that you can actually add into the storyboard creator. So all of your scenes, the subcategories for each scene. So you can see if I click these subcategories, I have multiple scenes next to each. Same thing with characters, all the subcategories here. Textables, which is in-text, a way of communicating. So it's a way to add dialogue into a scene itself, and on and on. At the bottom down here, I have my larger storyboard creator function. So I'll show you at the end, but you can change the layout of the storyboard. You can add cells. You can move cells around if you need to. You have advanced tools where you can actually change the size of cells, things like that. You can clear all, if you want to start over. So what I'm going to show you now is just a quick storyboard about my day today. So take a look here. This morning I took the bus to work, so I went to my transportation. I'll click a bus scene. I'll drag it right in, and it fits automatically. After that, I'm going to add a character to my scene, so I'm going to add myself. Pull in the character. There. I'm going to resize the character by clicking these blue dots on the side here. Perfect. Give myself a little hair, a little skin, something more accurate to what I'm wearing today. I'll do that. Great. And if I click this Edit Pose button right here, I have more advanced edits right here. So I was excited this morning for work, and I was walking out the bus. Click Update Pose right here. Perfect. And that's me getting off the bus right there. So this morning was also a little rainy, so if I click Edit Scene, I can change the weather, the time of day if I was actually commuting home. I can close the doors if I need to, keep them open there. Okay, a little more accurate. So next, I'm going to show myself at work. So I go back to my scenes here, go to work. I'll pull one of me at my desk. So here's the scene. Now I want to add myself to the scene. Let's say I don't want to go back into the characters and look for my character again. What I can do is I can click myself from this scene. Use this button right here, the copy button. And that creates a copy of myself. So I use that, drag that right over here. And now I need to edit this character so he fits this scene a little more appropriately. So edit pose. I want him to be sitting down in the chair. Don't want his hand up there anymore, so I want his hand back down. Maybe this hand pointing toward the screen. Click to the side, looking up at the computer. Edit that pose. So like you can see here, a couple things are wrong. I'm facing the wrong way, and I'm way too small for this huge chair monitor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this crop function first. Or first, I'm going to turn myself around. So this is the flip horizontally. So this will actually mirror the image horizontally. So now I'm facing the correct way in the chair, but I'm still way too small. So I'm going to use this crop feature right here. So this allows me to crop my character. Maybe we'll only show that amount there. Crop the image, make myself bigger. Perfect. There I am, right there, sitting in the chair, looking up at my screen. This seems a little bit boring. There's nothing on my screen. So what I'm going to use is I'm going to use my search function right here. So Storyboard That is also linked to Photos for Class, so you can search for different images here and drag them right into your scene. What I'm going to do is search for Storyboard That. Perfect. Pull that right in there. Resize it. And it fits right on my. Awesome. The last thing I'll show you here is myself going home. So go back to our scenes here. Go to town. We'll say this is my apartment building right here. So I want to show myself, going home, but I want to focus more just on the windows and the door there. I want to be a little zoomed in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that crop function again. So I click the scene and I click crop. The same way I crop my character, I can crop my scene. Pull it in here. Crop image. You can see that's my new scene, but it doesn't fit the whole cell here. So I click the scene, click edit, stretch to fill, and there we go. Perfect, my new scene. Another cool thing I can do is I can actually add a scene in behind these windows here automatically. So if I want to add my bedroom in back there, go to home and door, pick a bedroom scene, drag and drop it in. You can see it populates behind those automatically, which is pretty cool. I'm going to show myself walking home, about to get home here, and I'm going to add a little bit of depth in my scene. So what I'm going to show you is I'm going to use that crop function again. I'm only going to use the top half of my body for this. I'm going to edit my character so he's facing the other way, back view. Give myself some hair, some skin, and then I'm going to make myself much bigger. Drag myself right here. So this sort of gives the illusion that I'm standing in the foreground of my scene, looking at my apartment right there. You can add a textable to this scene like I mentioned. So this is in-text dialogue. Perfect. I can change the font on that, the color, anything like that. And there we go. You've had my day right there. So like I said before, you can change the layout of these scenes here. So I can pick any of these layouts: title, cell, description, T-chart, a grid, timeline, circle layout, spider map, whatever you want. So, depending on what you're teaching, depending on what kind of lesson plan you're giving the students, there's a different storyboard layout that works best for that. So for this one, maybe I'll just use something like title, cell, and description. And if I wanted to stay really basic with it, you could do something like scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, and add a description of what's happening to each one. Great. So after I'm done creating the actual storyboard, I'm going to save it. And I can save this to an assignment, and that means every student that's part of that class can see this storyboard in that assignment. So this is, an example or something for them. So you can say, for English period homework 1, storyboard your day. You can look at my example, in your account. So do English period 1 example. That way the students have something to work off of. Awesome. And after I've saved it, I have a couple options for presentation or demonstration. I can download the images as a PowerPoint. I can print them and hand them out, or I can view it as a slideshow right here on our website. So that's just for presenting purposes right there. Next slide. Next slide. Shows it one at a time. Great. The last thing I'm going to show you before the FAQs is going to be our teacher guide and lesson plans. So from our dashboard, you can click View Lesson Plans and Activities. You can choose what you want to view, so what you teach. For this example, I'm going to do middle school ELA. But as you can see, we have a wide variety of subjects. Great. Once I click any of these, we have a list of novels, short stories, poems, or if it's historical events, different time periods, or for special education, social living skills, things like that. We have different teacher guides, lesson plans that you guys can use with your students. So, for example, I'm going to click holes, pretty common one. Awesome. So what you see here is a one cell storyboard, just kind of holes. Summarize, you're on the right activity here. You can scroll down. It has a plot line of the book, and we have different storyboards. So here's a plot diagram storyboard right here, already created for you. You keep going down. You can see here, character map, things like that, a bunch of different options. So when I'm showing these to teachers, what they're always saying is, this is awesome. How can I do something like this with my students? If I don't want to spend all the time making it myself, we totally understand that. So what you can do is you can actually click create a copy. So all of these teacher guides, all of these lesson plans have multiple storyboards you can use, and you can copy each one of them. Once I click create a copy, what it's doing right now is it's actually copying the storyboard into my account so that this storyboard becomes mine. Once it's mine, I can edit it however I want. So typically for middle school students, what I see a lot of teachers doing is deleting a lot of text out. Things like this. Maybe deleting some images out. Like that. What they do after that is they save it. If I had another assignment called holes, I'd save it to that assignment. I'll save it here. Holes template. Save that storyboard. Awesome. What I can do here. Perfect. Save again. Awesome. So you see this button right here, convert storyboard to template. What this does is, if I click that, now all the students who are in my class can actually see this storyboard in their account, and they can use it as a template. So just like I copied the storyboard to my account, I also copied it to their accounts. So they have the abilities to add in their own text to these already pre-made cells for them. So each student can add in their own text, their own images. They click save, and you can view all work. So it's an assignment wrapped up in itself, just like that. So those are the basics of the Storyboard Creator, the admin side of Storyboard That, and the teacher guides and lesson plans. Right now, we have just about 10 minutes left where you guys can type some questions into the chat box, and I can go over some of them. So I'll pull the chat box over here. Great. So I'll wait a few minutes on here. We have about 10 minutes left. So I'm going to write a message in there, but feel free to type in any questions you have. So the first question I'm seeing here is, Can I input more than one class? I have 17 or 18 students in each of my 3 classes. So the answer to that, Elaine, is absolutely. You can add up to as many classes as you have in your account. And then like I showed you, so I'll go back to that screen over there. If you go to your dashboard here and you click Manage Classes, you would have all 3 of your classes that you've added here. And when you click Manage Users next to each of those classes, it'll have all the students. So it would be, if you have 18 students in each class, it would have all 54 students right here. And you could select the 18 in this class, the 18 for that class, and 18 for the other class, and add each student to their correlating class. So that's not a problem at all. Students can be put in separate classes, and they wouldn't see the work from the other class. There's another question there about Google Slides. Let's take a look here. Is there a Google Slide instead of PowerPoint? Like Annie said, there's no direct way to download it as Google Slides, but it's easy to download as PowerPoint and then upload it as Google Slides. It just takes a minute, and it works out perfectly. Hey, Kristen. Yep, we have heard this issue before, and we take it extremely seriously because we know how frustrating it is when a student or teacher works for hours on a storyboard and then it doesn't save. So what our tech team's been working on over the summer and continuing into the school year is improving our save feature. They've made some huge improvements, and we've heard that complaint less and less, and we're going to keep working until we don't hear that complaint at all. But as of now, there's been massive improvements just in the past few weeks, so your students should not be having that issue anymore. Back to Elaine, can you show something for the elementary class? Absolutely. So again, you would be able to see all this yourself, but I'm happy to show you. You can go right here into the dashboard again, view lesson plans and activities, elementary school. So elementary school isn't categorized separately by subject. It's all on one page here. So you have your literature, K2, K3 through 5. Down here, graphic organizers, learning aids. You have math, history, science, and life skills. For this example, I can click a science storyboard just so you can get a look. Things like this. Acids and bases examples here. So this is really great for the younger students, especially with science, because you can be, it's a lot of words they haven't heard before, so it's tough for them to grasp. And this really gives a visual, relatable element to it that helps the students internalize some of these more difficult science terms. So again, this all can be found from our teacher dashboard, and you can copy any of these right into your account. Can we share activities from other teachers? You have a couple options for this. So when a teacher creates a storyboard, it'll default to private. What they can do is, I'm just going to copy this and show you. You can make your storyboard public and then email out the link. So save the storyboard right here. Awesome. So right now it's defaulted to private, so I click storyboard privacy, public. That means anyone can see the storyboard with this link. I would copy that link and I can email it and share it with other teachers right there. They can click it, open up in their account. And he just shared our Storyboard That French website. We have over 60 languages now, so you can view it all there. Also wanted to mention we are doing a 10% off coupon for everyone that attended this webinar. So again, we're going to email you guys all out a copy of the recorded webinar so you can share this with other teachers that weren't able to make it or with other teachers you think are interested. We'll also email you out a coupon you can use to purchase Storyboard That with 10% off. We offer monthly, quarterly, and yearly subscriptions. depending on the number of students you have, or if you're looking for something a little bigger, multiple teachers or school-wide or department-wide, you can email us at sales@storyboardthat.com. Annie just added the link for the coupon right in the chat box right there. So if you click that link and you're in your Storyboard That account, that'll automatically add the coupon to your account so you can get 10% off. We still have 5 minutes left for any questions, so feel free to ask any, and I can go over a couple more. Yep, that's right. Andy just mentioned the search bar, feature dashboard. I'll show you that. Down here, search for lesson plans, science, and anything with a keyword like that will come up right here. So it's easy to find. If you're not sure if we have something, just type it right in. Again, if you were teaching holes and didn't know if we had it, search for it. Holes but with a slacker right there. And there it is. So easy to find. And we're always adding new ones. So if you don't see something you like, shoot us an email and we'll see if we can get it up there. And thank you guys for attending. Feel free to share any of this information with any other teachers. We're going to be hosting more of these webinars with a different topic. So stay tuned for more in the future. We have 3 more minutes for any questions. So I'll hang around for 3 more minutes and wait for them. Yep, and Annie just mentioned one more thing. We have a live chat feature on the site. So, if you're on the site, we are monitoring it from 8:30, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. So you can always just type any chat question you have right in there, and our customer care team will get back to you as soon as possible. Really efficient, and they can answer any of your questions. It looks like no one else has any questions right now, so I'm going to end the show here. Oh, we have one more. The chat in different languages. You can send through requests in different language, and we can try to translate it on our side. But we do have a few bilingual members in the office that can help out. So feel free to send it through, and we'll do whatever we can to help out. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Again, we have that coupon, and we'll send out the recorded webinar. Feel free to email any questions in the future or schedule a one-on-one demo with us, and we can go over any specific questions you have relating to your class. So make sure there's no more questions. Great. Awesome, guys. I'm going to end the webinar now. Again, thanks for attending and happy storyboarding.